Hey, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. So glad you could be here. Thanks for joining us. Gonna show you a few things we're working on right now. Thank you for being here. So, what's going on here today? A while back, we put up a video, I think it was a short, where I said, please pray for windows. You guys came through like a big dog. Cody finished the greenhouse. He got the windows framed in, he got the outside done, and I insulated, which is why the spray foam looks like mm, someone went crazy with silly putty. But since the greenhouse was done and down for years, we're having to redo the soil. So today, what I've got kind of spread out here is ash from the fireplace. We have used topsoil and potting soil. We're going to spread just a little bit more in with the wood ash and compost. Now, the compost that we're using pretty much consists of my coffee grounds, see right there, and eggshells from breakfast, lunch, dinner, scrambled eggs, egg salad. Yeah, my coworkers don't like me right now. But what we're doing is we're taking the topsoil, the potting soil, the wood ash, the coffee grounds for nitrogen, the eggshells for nutrients, and mixing them all in together so that this spring we're going to start planting again. I believe we've also spread quite a bit of Ozark natural dirt from outside. We took it and dug out a little too much, I think. We were only going to take off a couple feet in front of where we're building the house so that we could put in a porch that would even up right with the front door instead of just having dirt right up to it. But that didn't quite work the way we planned, and we went deeper than we intended. So we are going to adjust. We're going to level it out, build up. Who knows? We might even put in a water feature in the middle of the deck. No, we're not doing that. I have ideas for a minor water feature, but that's going to be a while. A long while. So this is the main plant. And you'll note there are some twigs and wood chips and whatnot involved here as well. We took that idea from shucks. I can't remember the name of it, but it's where you build a berm of sticks and whatnot, and then you heap your dirt over it and you build your garden on top of that and you let it collapse and degrade and continue to feed your food source. I figured, hey, why not just add some actual substance to your garden. Um, a lot of this is going to be starters, and then we'll move it out to the fields around, or possibly even start trees in here. We've got several ideas for fruit bearing trees and whatnot, but we're also doing bushes. Bushes grow faster than trees. We'll have that as a fruit source as opposed to a 10, 20-year investment for a well producing um, apple tree or something. And, what is prepping? To be honest, you're putting things out for your progeny, whether it's your kids, your grandkids, or the member of the prepper community who comes in behind you. I have no biological children. Miss Kim had two who I'm not in contact with. So they've been taken out of the will. Um, Miss K has two that I do adore, but I don't know how interested they would be in taking up the lifestyle that she and I enjoy. There are multiple grandchildren. Um, but they're too young to express an interest. And to be honest, there's one who I think right now is probably the most likely to want to be involved in something like this. He goes out and builds forts in the woods and huts and wild living shelters. So that's exciting to me when we go over there and he shows me those. I don't know where this will take him. I want to get with Cornerstone Survival. Rick from Ozarks Prepared has started selling. Um, he's written up some really good survival manuals and whatnot, and he is, selling those. And the question becomes, will he do classes? He's been talking about it. There was one time when a survival school was discussed, and I want to know if, you know, I could send that grandson to him for actual hands-on training, teaching, and see where this could take him. Because if he got into this, he might be the one. I don't know. There are several friends in the prepper community who are my age or sometimes younger who might end up here one day. Or if an event were to take place, there are several people who will be welcome here. And so this has got to be ready for a community. And that brings us to the whole I'm coming to your house if things go bad. No. there's a list right now with mom and dad taking over the homestead and us calling that the homestead, and Miss K's in my place the bug out location. The homestead is now run more as a co-op. um, Mom and dad are, you know concerned parties now. They are on site, shareholders, for lack of a better thing. And that's another thing. If you're into podcasts, stakeholder prepping, shareholders, stakeholder prepping has some really good um, philosophies. But everyone here, there is something in the ground. Feels like a rock, but it's not. Maybe it's just hard dirt. Dad's been working down here too, I can tell, trying to help out. But shareholders in a property is where I was going. Mom and dad have definitely what they want to do with the old bug out location. I have my plans. Miss K has her ideas of what we could do for food and water and whatnot production. And we all have to work together. And we all have to agree if something went down, who is allowed to come. And there is a vetting process. There is a voting process. Um, and that's something you need to think about when you're planning your intentional community, if you want to call it that, or your bug out location, your crew, your mag, your team. What are your goals for the property? What are your goals for, let's see, I pulled from there to here. I pulled this over here. Now, if I pull this back and mix it with that, and then we'll push back there and level. Sorry, trying to keep my plan in play. You have to see who will mix. Some of the other Torah keeping groups out there intentionally plan on closing and locking the doors to anyone who doesn't wear tassels or does not fully keep Torah. I don't agree with that. First of all, just in principle, I don't wear the tassels all the time. I work in an environment where having something hanging down could get caught in machinery. And that's a safety hazard, even if they're breakaway. The other thing, for real, is one of my best friends and I have completely different, while Christian, views. He's Catholic. I'm not. I have reservations about his spiritual leader. He has questions as to how mine works. But we both have the same goal. And when push comes to shove, I guarantee you that he would put my right to believe as I choose above orders given. So there's where I come from versus where some of the others come from. I don't know about a non-Christian. That has not come up in the group voting yet. But the list is small of who would be here. And a lot of people are not on it. And there are a lot of people who I would probably put on it. You know, there's one man I know. I need to see him again. He lives out in Fayetteville, who has been an Adventist, has been trying to follow that path, the religious path, but taken a lot of hits in life. And I don't think he knows where he is right now. And I need to reconnect with him. One, because I miss him. Two, because I know his medical conditions, and we just haven't gotten together in a couple of years. So, I don't know. He would be one that I would consider having out here. He's one of the most irascible people I know. And I adore that about him. Made a lot of people in the Arkansas Preparedness Network question who is this guy? What's with this guy? I adored it. He was always interesting and good to be around back at the meetings and whatnot. Speaking of which, meetings. Huh. That is plastic from the original greenhouse cover when they used those plastic sheets that look like corrugated tin. It got so hot in here that it basically turned brown. Here's another one. So there's original dirt here as well, obviously. But like I was saying, you know, he'd be one that I would want around. Lived in Alaska, did the things years ago in his youth. So that's another thing on your team. Don't always think that you need the young, the healthy, the go get 'em alpha male, hardworking. The 50, 60, 70-year-old dude with one leg and a wheelchair may have more knowledge in that brain than every other person on your compound put together. And he just might be the dude who sits there and goes, you know, there's a much better way to do this. Let me tell you how. Wheel me down there. I'll direct. This is how you mix it. This is how you hang it. And that's the person you listen to. It's not all about physical ability. It's about knowledge and skills. Because remember, knowledge weighs nothing. We've been saying that over and over and over again. Knowledge weighs nothing. You don't pack knowledge in your gear bag. You pack it all right here in that 8-pound melon. So, on that note, I am going to leave you for a bit, probably until the next video. Yeah. And I'm going to go get some diatomaceous earth and put it in here and mix it in. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. And I'll see if I can include some photos of the windows and how this thing has come together. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.